Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mix Six. I'm Chelsea. I work with Youngblood Beer Company, but also the creative consultant here. And we have our good friend Greg, who is the mastermind behind all of these things.
Thank you. Uh, yeah, it's true. And then on that note, What will we have tonight, Chelsea?
Today, we're doing a little heavy because it is Women's Month. So we're going to go through the history of women in beer, the Pink Boot Society, Women's Beer and Spirits Collective, sustainability in beer, Maibocks, and the busy beer season beginning.
Fun.
So first off, we're going to hit up with the history of women in beer. Fun fact, it started about 4,000 years ago. There's records of women in ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia brewing beer. It was deemed a domestic task, therefore women took it over. So it was mainly women that brewed beer. And as it went along, further along, women became the tavern keepers because they were the one making the beer for the tavern. And this also was brought over to colonial U.S. when Britain was bringing over their citizens in this way. At this point, beer is drinking more than water because it was safer to consume. Their beer is boiled and gets all the nasty stuff out of water that they didn't know existed back then. And funny thing, Thomas Jefferson is credited for being like the founding home brewer. But it was actually his wife, Martha, that oversaw most of the brewing capabilities of their brewery. Unfortunately, by like the late 18th century, kind of around the Industrial Revolution kind of stage, it was more on decline. Men were stepping up to the plate, and now it's become the male-dominated industry that we see today. Back in 2012, there was a poll that said that only 12% of brewery staff members were male. At this point, is now up to 21 to 29%. Most of that still being in service staff, but obviously we see a lot of great women brewers, women owners, women sales. So it's nice to say that number is on the rise.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I'm glad for the history lesson, and you know,
It combines both my things. I love history and I love beer, so works out.
absolutely. So do I.
So it brings us into the next topic, which is great, the Pink Boot Society.
Hmm.
This was started by Terry, I'm going to mess up her last name, Farndorf, in 2007. So Terry was on a 139-day guest brewing road trip across the country. And during that time, she connected with other women that were in the industry. And in 2008, she held a conference with all these women that she met, and they took a poll of what they wanted an organization to be for. They wanted it to see who it's going to benefit for. So they all said it's going to be for women beer professionals. So right then and there, they decided if you were a brewer, if you were a sales rep, if you were a beer tender, if you worked for the distributor, if you had anything to do with beer, you were more than welcome to join in. They currently raise money to help support and advance women and non-binary individuals within the fermented beverage industry. And we've actually done a couple events this month to help raise money for them as well. This society is also near and dear to my heart. I was in it 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, no, this was 6 years ago. The restaurant I worked at, we did catering for one of their events at Black Husky. And that was the first time I've heard of Pink Boots. I joined it a year later. That's where I met our friend Maggie and Miranda, who works for Working Draft as a brewer. So it's a really great way of helping women get a leg up in the industry and to network. I mean, it's always nice to meet fellow women in the industry.
Yeah. So can we talk about the structure of it, because it's a national organization, right? But we have
This.
like chapters in
There's
each state, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's a national organization. Each state does have its own chapter. For the longest time, Wisconsin's chapter was kind of focused in Milwaukee, but now that Tracy is our new president for Pink Boot Society. Um, she is taking a lead on it. She's actually invited a group of Pink Boot Society past and current members to meet up at her brewery on in May, so we can go through just all of the fun things that we go through. A lot of times there's like off tasting training. There's talking about brewery. A lot of times we go get together and actually brew beer together. Um, so it's a really cool little group. So like I said, Tracy's the president. We usually have a marketing person, treasury. So it's a nice little conglomerate of people that keep the society running for us. And there's always also a conference every year. I believe this year it's going to be in New Orleans. So all the chapters throughout the United States go and meet and discuss and sit through talks and everything like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And I'm sorry, going to Canada here as the map shows. Um, Tracy's supposed to be in Canada. I mean, nah, it's not, but it's really Boulder Junction is up there. And there why can we can punch they're the classic collaboration brew, class of 25 collaboration brew also. But yeah, so Tracy is just appointed, right? The Pink
Yeah.
Boots from and how do y'all get the word out? I noticed I think a lot of people know about the collabs, right?
Yes. A lot of times we do collabs specifically for Women's Month. If you notice, like Working Draft has a Women's Places in the Brew House. It is their white IPA. They use a hop, I want to say variation, but a hop mix that was created by the Pink Boot Society. That a lot of different breweries will use that as their basis for making the beer. Um, I believe Indeed also did it. There's called the Glass Ceiling Smasher. Could be wrong on that. And then Kelsey over at Lakefront, she always does something fun with it too, but I don't know the name of the beer off the top of their head.
And does Tracy get to do this for, what is it? Is there a term there?
It's about a year. Typically, they'll hold elections with the current members. Most of the time, it's the same people in place for a while until they're kind of like, you know what? I got other things I need to worry about. Samantha Danon from Third Space, she was previous president. She was president when I was part of Pink Boot Society. But yeah, every year we do a vote. Most of the time, if you want to be in it still and do what you want to do, there's not much pushback.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that probably fosters new ideas and new people, and that's generally a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to plug that I do have.
It's so good.
I did not know it was a part of the Pink Boots Society, but I just by name alone, I bought it.
It's so good. I did an event at Working
too.
Draft on the 8th. We did a Girl Scout cookie and beer pairing. So whatever money we raised from that, we were donating to Pink Boot Society to help raise money for that. So, and every sale of the can also helps brings money back to the Pink Boot Society. So that's always fun.
It is fun. It is. It is. Yeah, I'm good.
And since we're still on the conversation of Tracy and Boulder Junction, they are some of the breweries that care about sustainability within their brewery stuff. I've seen a lot of breweries getting more into the sustainability. Sometimes it's because of caring for the environment. Sometimes it's just a matter of money. I know a lot of places used to do bottles, but it was always more expensive to get the little caps to go on the bottles. That's why a lot of places started going to the aluminum cans. And there's a bunch of different areas that can help you get into the sustainability within brewing. Boulder Junction, for example, is a lot of wastewater treatment systems. that'll help keep the waste of water, which we go through a lot of water, obviously brewing beer. So this is a huge thing to help go through the water, filter it out after it's been used, and then reuse it again. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there are some places that go to cardboard packaging instead of the plastic pack tex because cardboard packaging is a lot more sustainable rather than pack tex because the pack tex has to be recycled in a certain way. And of course, you can toss them in the recycling, it's fine. But there are certain breweries within the state that will take them and they will deliver them to pack tech for them to be recycled properly and to be remade into sturdier pack techs. Um, and there's also another brewery that I know of, Lakefront. They are B Corp certified, um, which means that they had to pass some very high end standards. They had to social, environmental performances, accountability, and transparency. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they were certified B Corp, I want to say, in 2023. Um, but it's something great to see that more places in Wisconsin are looking at trying to keep beer green, even though most of the
Mm-hmm.
time you don't want green beer. But
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, so while we're here, y'all, this is I'm sorry, I keep showing the wrong panel. This was this was given to us by Ian, who is Tracy's husband and co-founder of Boulder Junction Brewing. Really, I asked them because last week we were talking about them on our social media, and I really asked them to kind of boil, for lack of a better word, boil down and as much as we can, like the efforts that they put in. And I am just hoping that Boulder Junction is part of that wave, Chelsea, of breweries being very intentional about this. They built their brewery from scratch. Really,
yeah.
they were trying to they were trying to refurbish, but they weren't able to. So they ended up building it from scratch. And when they did that, it enabled them to kind of go in even harder. I believe they didn't tell me that, but you could tell by what they've done and what they're doing,
Oh
that
yeah,
it's
all of it's
very strategic. And yeah, we
it's
can say.
fantastic. And like you said, if it would be great if they could refurbish something, but the fact that they were able to build it from the ground up means that they had more control of what they wanted to put in their system wise to make sure that they get the most bang for the buck and also help the environment, which is great.
Hmm. Hmm. And number two there, y'all, is that spent grain, and we've heard about that before, but I feel it's even getting more and more as something that brewers are embracing, and farmers are embracing too.
Yeah. As you said before, there's a lot of agriculture used for spent grain. And also, there's some of the smaller ones. They'll just make like dog treats or little treats for animals too. It's
Hmm.
still a great product to use. Just because we've used it for beer once doesn't mean you can't reuse it again for another great agriculture use.
Hmm. And we see Boulder Junction really went hard on this actually, but there's the nuances to this. You know what I'm saying? And we see breweries, even established breweries, doing the spent grain. Doing the sometimes solar panels, recycled water, all these different things that breweries are actually trying to incorporate. So it's all promising from an environmental standpoint.
Yeah, 100%. All right, this is the point we have to remind me what is next on our docket because I think we
Oh,
jumped.
okay. We can do that. We can do that. Let's remind everyone. Let's remind
is
everyone.
this
Uh,
the women's beer or are we going into my box?
um, you go where you want to go.
All right, let's do women's beer and spirits collective
All right, let's
because
go. Let's go.
that is the
Let's
one
go.
that I've been pretty busy
Mm-hmm.
with this month.
Mm, mm-hmm.
So, Women in Beer Spirits Collective is a group um, of women who are in the beverage industry. Every March and October, we raise money for uh, organizations throughout Wisconsin that help women advance and protect women's rights. Some of the money we raise for is 9 to 5 org, Days, Lotus Legal Fund, Surgeon House, and Wisconsin Women's Network. And we don't just do these events just in Milwaukee or Madison. We've done a couple up in the Fox Valley area too, as well as Green Bay. It's probably our busiest month until like summer season begins for us. I believe this month we have 27 events throughout the month, and that's between, I believe there's 11 or 12 of us that are within the program. Might be more now. Oh, Amanda, hi. Amanda is also one of the reps that helps us out with the Women's Beer and Spirits Collective. She is the new rep for Big Grove Brewery out of Iowa.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, so we're, like I said earlier in the show, we're coming down to the end of the month for us. We're not as bright-eyed and bushy-eyed in these pictures, but we do have a couple of events coming up, which we'll get into at the end of the show. But if anybody has time to come out to them, it's always a good time. It's a blast, and we raise money for a good cause.
And how does this look as far as, what's the difference between this and Pink Boots? Because we just talked about Pink Boots.
Sure. Pink Boots is just strictly beer. Whereas we are opened up to spirits as well. We have a couple of people that work with us with Brown Foreman, so they cover. We got Jack Daniels. We have Tullamore Dew. So we invite women that are in the spirits industry to help out as well, because that's just as difficult industry to get into as beer is.
And I'm sorry. Oh no, you go.
No, I was going to say with Pink Boots, it's just a couple of events throughout the year, and a lot of the money goes back into Pink Boots Society to help raise money for education advancement for other women and non-binary people. So usually, like if a person's going through Cicerone training, they can get a scholarship through Pink Boots to pay for that instead of paying out of pocket. With Women's Beer and Spirits Collective, a lot of time we're raising money for nonprofits in the area. Days is an excellent example. It's domestic abuse and intervention services in Madison area. So we'll raise money for specific events and donate the money to them on behalf of other people. So yes, these are events that we have coming up. Tomorrow in Highland House in Mequon, Wisconsin, we'll be doing a happy hour. We'll be having Founders, Athletic Brewing, Guinness, Three Floyds, Three Sheeps, and Youngblood will be there. As you can see at the very bottom, $1 per pint from any of those beers will be donated to the Lotus Legal Fund. Also, Wednesday in Madison, we are going to Beer Rock. It'll be Youngblood and Big Grove Brewery. We'll be doing a 50-50 raffle for some awesome brewery swag. And then our two big events for the end of the month, we have a meat raffle and silent auction at Dexter's on the 29th. That'll be at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that's one of our bigger events. It's like our last hurrah here in Madison. All the money for them will go to Days. And then in Milwaukee, Bernhardt's is our closing event. And they've been pretty good about the last week of the month of during $1 per pint from Guinness, Youngblood, or Three Sheeps, and that'll also go to the Lotus Legal Fund. So
let's go! Excellent. And then, you said things calmed down a little bit, but what can we expect out of y'all for the rest of the year, maybe?
Typically in October, we'll do smaller events for domestic abuse awareness for women. But usually that's like just a little whoop. And then November, some of us help out with Movember events. December, we all meet back up again to talk events. And then January, February is all of us running around trying to get everything planned out and crossing fingers. And
all right.
It's fun.
I want to talk to y'all about getting us involved somehow. That'd be fun.
I would love that. That'd be great.
Let's go.
The thing is, I'm also a part of this, so yeah.
I know. I mean, I know some people. Also, what I know about Chelsea is, unless you have more to say, I
No, go
know
for it.
one of your things. I know you love spring and spring beers, right? And
Yeah. Spring and
how
summer and
yeah, and this is a style you apparently wanted to talk about today.
it is because it's perfect. We're, despite the blizzard we had last week and then the weird 80-degree weather, spring is coming, and my box are a great time to celebrate that. These are typically German lagers that are brewed for spring. Um, so it's a little bit lighter, more refreshing. They still have a little bit of bitterness, but it's kind of balanced out with a rich malty crisp profile. They typically sit at 6 to 8%. Kind of depends on how heavy you're looking for. And honestly, they're one of my favorite beers to have. Honestly, the Lakefoot Maibach is a great one. I've will usually try and grab a 6 pack of that when I can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Capital's always been well known for their Maibach, and of course, it's a German beer,
True.
so I have to go with like
True.
Ayinger or um, Hoffenbrau as well. But as soon as I see the Maibach sitting the shelves, I'm like, yes, no more
Mm-hmm.
snow.
So I got a couple of things to say here. Number one, I have to acknowledge I'm not coming at y'all, but I have to acknowledge this is a seasonal creep beer. Like my box should
It's
be
the beginning.
okay,
It's the spring
okay.
version of Oktoberfest.
Yeah, yeah, this feels like Oktoberfest in July for me. A little bit, like a little bit. But it's also wishful thinking, in my opinion. I see them coming out here in Wisconsin and y'all like, I don't care what Phil said in Sun Prairie, right? It's not Phil. It's who's the guy in Sun Prairie that comes out and tells us that
Oh, the groundhog.
yeah, that comes out and tells us, well, he said 6 more weeks. So I think y'all heard him and was like, we're gonna make some my box. But no, I feel that the style is growing, and I
It
feel
is.
that it's getting stronger, and I think that's why I feel we're seeing a creep. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that like they're coming out like now. And I listen, I love this style. I'll drink them anytime. I just wanted to make sure that we have enough, but we will have enough, Chelsea, because the Badger Beer Report brewed a Maibach called New Kids on the Maibach, y'all.
Look
And
at
it is
that.
actually coming out in May, believe it or not. Uh, but just a little shot at y'all. But no. But so this one will still be around in May. It's coming out in May. It'll be at Boulder Junction, Mobcraft, Vault, probably 4 more breweries that I won't remember. Fond du Lac Brewing, Brewed Omen. And it's just going to be great. Y'all can find out all these details on badgerbeerreport.com and Badger Beer, all the social media. Um, and yeah, it's going to be a good time, fun. And I'll actually be at Boulder Junction, and hopefully, I'll be there for the release of that. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I my box are fun. All of your local breweries have them. Chelsea just accented some of the better, or respectfully, some of the ones that she liked. Actually, I'll say there's some of the better ones, because this one from Lakefront, in my opinion, is one of the best that we got in the state.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of really good my box in the state, including the Capital One, like Chelsea said. And then, of course, again, you can always grab Eyinger. But yeah, it's just an emerging style, and I think it's in that lager area, as far as like the surge of lagers, and yeah, it's just a fun one, and I can't wait for us to debut ours. But I can't wait for is crazy old young blood doing one this year.
Oh man, I don't know off the top of my head. Right now, we're
Okay,
obviously
okay.
we're in the midst of moving. So
Right, 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 right. And y'all are also like, I poke fun at y'all and Kyle all the time about the styles. As I poke fun though, y'all, I'm drinking all of them. So so
I mean,
I
also same.
let's yeah, well what's going on there? Let's see it.
This is the gesticulating storyteller. It
Oh,
is
y'all guys and
a
your names.
oh man, if
Wait.
you could
Can you
see
put
the
that?
list of names we have, it's insane. This is a
Yeah. Do you
raspberry
mind putting that
cheesecake
back up because
sour.
I want to see that can art? It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, isn't it gorgeous? I love the pinks and the blues with it. Oh, it's so pretty.
Wow.
We're
Okay.
actually coming out with a gluten-free passion fruit punch sour. It's called Pony Club. It's beautiful. I'm so excited. It's actually hitting at AmFam Stadium for opening day. So if you or any of your friends are out there, grab a picture, send it to us because we want to see it. We want to see it out in the
Big
wild,
win for Youngblood. Big win for
right?
Youngblood. That is great. That's great. That's great. I love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. And that leads us to, um, you know, obviously my Maibach leads us to what, Chelsea?
The best time of the year, summer busy season.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
the beer gardens are opening. People are going
Mm,
outside. It's patio season.
mm,
It's my favorite season. I love sitting outside and drinking a beer. Um,
mm.
it's also just crazy insane for distributors and sales reps for the breweries as well. This is like our big go time. This is when we're getting permanent lines, trying to, do as many tap takeovers, trying to, you know, try to get on top of the beautiful weather that we only have like what 3 months maybe
Mm.
before it starts getting cold and weird and
Mm,
rainy.
mm,
um,
mhm,
yeah, this is the time that a lot of places are coming out with their lighter beers. Um, and I mean, we do beer sales obviously are okay during the fall and winter time, but spring and summer, nothing beats grabbing a 4 pack or a 6 pack or a 12 pack of your favorite beer and just crushing them outside, watching the beautiful sunsets, or and just having a good time. Like I remember having just bringing beer with me to the beach and hanging out with friends and having a good time. Um, and even as a rep now, like it's a little slow right now. It's going to be slow for about a month, but then it's going to be constant tap takeovers. It's going to be patio fun. It's going to be a lot of busyness, which is great. And this is also when a lot of our beer festivals happen. I mean, there's Door County Brew Fest in June. There's New Glarus Beer Fest in June as well. And then our everyone's favorite, Great Taste. So
mhm.
it's always a rocking time. I'm so excited. I also thrive in chaos. So the busier that I am, the more fun that I have.
Uh, so couple things here. Number one, so you are confirming here, right, that the busiest season for our breweries is this window that's coming up here with April to what? September?
I would say typically to September, October.
Okay.
Um, just because, like I said, that's when people are grabbing the beers. When it gets to the holidays, most people try to gravitate towards their favorite beers, specifically if they're going to family outings or visiting friends or anything like that. Um, they tend to go to what they know, what they like. Whereas spring and summertime, a lot of people are like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this.
Mm.
So there's a lot more adventureful people in the spring and summertime. Um, yeah.
Also, I'm is I feel correlation between, and I don't think we talk about this enough, and so maybe I'm wrong and I'm missing something, or maybe this is something we don't talk about. Is it seems like that window of time correlates with the tourism industry here in Wisconsin? Is there a connection you feel?
I think so. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, sports. People are coming out for the sports games. People are coming out
Mhm.
for, like you said, the great weather. Wisconsin has a great tourist time during the summertime, especially when you're along Lake Michigan. Plenty of
Okay.
opportunities to take a boat from like Milwaukee, hit Kenosha, and hit Chicago
Mhm.
afterwards. Um, Door County is obviously there. It's the busiest time for them. Typically, most places aren't even open or open limited hours until probably mid-April, early May, and then they're go 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 until October. So that's also a time when we are up where as sales reps are up there trying to get placements of like buy our beer please.
Yeah, I visited Door County in November last year, and what I heard from a few owners was I asked them how things went this summer, and they said, "quote ripping, quote great."
Yeah.
The one goes on to say that I charge the premium for my beer, and I have no problem selling it.
Yeah.
So there is that level of for what I deduced from that, and actually what we were talking about a little bit was that when you're in Door County specifically, or when you're at tourism, kind of those budget restraints that you might have had in December, you certainly don't have when you're up in Door County. I don't know if you want to talk about that, and that's what I was talking about as far as tourism. And then there's also that level of like, I think don't does New Glarus sell more spotted cow to people in Illinois than they do in Wisconsin or
Oh my
something
gosh,
weird
they
like
do.
that? Right, all right. So
I have a
speak
story
to
about
both
that
of them
too.
actually. Yeah, speak to both of them if you want. I mean, we could sit here all day and talk about this because I'm fascinated by this as much as you are.
So honestly, I think a good point that you brought up was that more people are willing to spend money in the summertime and springtime to buy beer, and I think it's because during the holidays they're buying presents, they're traveling a lot, they're doing all that stuff. Or in the summertime, you know, for my family, going to Wisconsin Dells is a hour trip. It takes us an hour to get there, so it doesn't really bother us. We can stay a couple nights for cheap, and so we can spend that money on getting beer and having a good time. Whereas the holidays, I mean, we have family in St. Louis. That's an 8 hour car drive for us, and by the time we're there, we're tired. We don't want to do anything. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's that idea that they're not spending as much money during the summertime because there's no big spending holidays. You're not going out buying $100 worth of presents for Fourth of July. Um, you're going to wherever you see fireworks and bringing some beer with you and having a good time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So is that
Um,
it's there's a little not extra, but there's more funds for fun, if that makes sense, in those
yes,
summer months, is what you're saying.
yes, that's what I think is happening.
Okay.
And then speaking of New Glarus, not long ago, it's like maybe 5 years ago. I used to work at the um, Kenosha Woodman's. I was the distributor rep there for a company. And I remember walking in on a Monday, and all of the distributor reps that sold New Glarus were building this giant display. I want to say it was maybe 200 cases worth of beer, and it was like stacked almost to the ceiling. They had a guy that was up on this like on the top of the stack that had like a box of donuts, one of those like carrier of coffees, and he's just like, "Yeah, I think I'm here for the day until they get a cherry picker to bring me down." I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, there's no way you're going to sell through that much beer. There's no way. And then, sure
Mm-hmm.
enough, it was like the week before Christmas, and the display was half its size because everybody was just going and getting 24 packs of spotted cow. They're getting the variety packs because they're visiting family in Illinois or they're visiting family out of state, and they're like, "Well, what can I bring?" And it's always
Mm-hmm.
New Glarus. It's like probably their best sales tactic was, we're only selling Wisconsin, and now
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to see what it tastes like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And and my point is that that's part of the surge that we see. Obviously, we have to look at our big breweries affect, these things bigger, broader than a smaller brewery like
Yeah,
Boosterbeck's, which I would love to mention because I talked to their owner and he said, quote, 80% of our people are tourists, something like that.
I actually went there for my bachelor party.
Okay, okay, okay. But you know how remote that place is, right?
It's
From
very
like,
remote. Yeah.
correct, but it's also close to Illinois, closer than we are, me and Madison and all that, right? But at the same time, that 80% number just blew my mind because and it feeds into what you're saying about the tourism and that aspect because again, Deutschebeck's, for everybody who doesn't know, it's a southern Wisconsin farm brewery. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place.
Gorgeous
Uh
area.
it's just amazing. But when you're driving there, you're like, where am I going? Are my directions correct? And then it's just like this big night, a couple barns, and it's just really nice, right? But it's so remote, y'all, and it's really close to what the owner told me was that it's close. It's generally close to like Lake Geneva, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously is a very touristy,
Super touristy
vacationy,
place. Yes.
luxury spot, right? So like a lot of people, find breweries and all that. So I just wanted to throw that testimony about Deutschebecks out there because again, I was just fascinated, and that plays into what you're saying about the tourism, or what I was asking about the tourism being kind of a driver for that. And that's also too, tourism in Wisconsin is not great in January, right?
No,
So
no
that's
one
why
wants to
we
come
see,
here during blizzards.
right, and that's why we see the dismal kind of things that happen in our breweries. And I mean by dismal, I mean those sheet, those, what is it, the daily sheet that says how much we brought in.
Mm.
And yeah, I worked at a brewery or two, so I mean I know, right? But yeah, so this is good. So what I would love to say, and Chelsea, of course, but what I would love to say is, get out there. Our breweries are waiting and ready to welcome you. Um, Chelsea, I don't want to put you on a record here, but we are waiting for y'all to welcome us to your new place. Is there anything you can say publicly about that?
I can say it's happening in May.
Oh,
We don't have
okay.
a date set in stone yet, but
Mhm.
it's we're in the midst of getting all the things changed up. So
And
we're
for
hoping for.
those not in the know, what exactly are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about Youngblood's new tap room and production facility that's being built in DeForest. It's part of the DeForest Commons, I believe.
Mhm.
There's the hockey rink is out there. There's gonna be
Mm.
verandas out there. So it's gonna be a nice little entertainment area. And we've
Nice little
already
community area. It's a new
it's
place
it's a nice
right
little
off the
spot.
highway, right
Yep.
off the interstate. Right
Yep.
there off the interstate, y'all. Uh, it's one of it's I think our is going to be what I call our only hockey brewery. Like Chelsea says, the hockey rink is there. No, y'all, the hockey rink is
It's
right
there.
there. Like the brewery's here, the outdoor hockey rink is here. But
Yeah.
in the summer, the hockey rink is going to disappear.
I believe they're gonna try and have it be like a concert venue as well.
Yeah. Which would be obviously a boon for in my opinion, the concert goes because they get to drink Youngblood beer, but
Yes.
also, also a boon for Youngblood, and also in that area, y'all. There's an indoor hockey rink, and then there is a outdoor hockey rink. Is what we're talking about. The outdoor hockey rink is the one that's really close, but the indoor hockey rink is an eye shot. It's what 200 feet or something
Yeah.
away from
It's a
Youngblood.
short walk.
So yeah. And then it's like what another 200 feet to like residential. I
Yeah.
think condos or apartments. So it's
Yeah, I
going to
think
be
something
really
like
nice
that.
for. Yeah, it's really going to be really nice for those people again because they're going to have young blood beer, but it's
Hmm.
also going to be nice for young blood to have that walk up community and just like any small brewery, we're going to have we want to focus on our community. So that's just
Yeah,
going to
and
be
we'll
really
have plenty
nice
of
too.
community events.
Absolutely.
Our owner Billy, he loves hockey. His daughters play hockey in Waukesha. So we've already been talking to a couple people about maybe doing some collab beers next year, just to tie it all together.
Yes. Hockey beers. Let's go. Let's go. And is there anything else you would like to mention, Chelsea? Are we getting out of here? Or?
I think the one last thing we have to talk about is the Patreon.
Oh yeah. Badger Beer Report just opened up a Patreon a couple weeks ago. Joel has been working behind the scenes really hard on this content, y'all. We have a weekly newsletter that is full of events, uh, interviews you only find there, and other things about Wisconsin beer scene. And Joel is starting a video series called Flights, where he has a flight with an owner of a brewery, and they talk about each beer and they go into depth. So that's going to be fun. I drop rumors and hints and different things that Chelsea, we hear, but we can't be saying in public.
I know that very well.
Right. Right. Because I get some of that stuff from you. Right.
And then say, don't
So
talk about it.
yeah, so it's fun, y'all. You can join for $0 just to check it. I think you get a little trial in there. We've been releasing some snippets and tidbits so y'all can follow our social media to find those out. And it's only going to get more robust. We're going to have podcasts. Podcast releases will come out there sooner. We're going to have our some of our video audio podcasts will be video on Patreon. So it's if y'all prefer to see the conversation as opposed to hear it like you would on our Spotify, you'll find it at our Patreon. So on that note, Chelsea, we end a very busy month for you beer wise.
Yes.
Well,
But I
actually,
wouldn't have it
you're going to
anyway.
end it. It's not even over. It's actually another week. Sorry, my bad. We're
Don't-
approaching the end of a crazy month for you.
I can see
and
the
of
light at
course-
the end of the tunnel.
And of course, as this is Chelsea has taken over the Mix Six, I will shut my mic and let you lead us out.
I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, sometime in April, right?
Yes. As long as I get my stuff situated, yes.
No worries. No worries. Cheers. Thanks, Chelsea.
Cheers.